Welcome back to the Fluffy Cow Studio, and thank you for coming and dropping in. Today we're going to work some more on our painting, and if you want to see more of this, just go ahead and click on the like button. But today we're just going to continue with where we left off. Right now I am going to take some paint. This is just a light yellow paint. A bright yellow, sorry. Actually, it's not. It's deep yellow, but I mixed a little white with it. In the acrylic paint, I'm using a small flat brush, and my canvas is a 12 by 16 inch. But you can use whatever size of canvas you want. And I'm just going to go on the back of that tree and put some highlights. Most of the time I usually do this before I put the trees, but I wasn't really sure where I was going quite with this one. And as all I'm doing is tapping on that, tapping the color on. I want the lighter towards the right because that's the way my sun is coming, shining through. That's the direction the sun is coming. Maybe I need to talk a little bit better. And I'm just highlighting. I think I put a little bit more white into that yellow to brighten that up. And I realize that you're not able to see as much as I thought you would. So when I do this again, I will make sure I am really overemphasizing the color so that you can see it a little bit clearer. I'm just going in between those two trees where that little bit of the mountain shows, or the hill shows. I'm just going to kind of make it a little bit lighter. By making it a little lighter, it looks like the sun's kind of shining through, and it also breaks up those two trees a little bit. I'm taking up more yellow. From where I'm looking at, this looks white, but it's yellow. It's a bright yellow. And I'm just dabbing. I'm just tapping and going the direction I want the lay of the land to go. So it's kind of like a little hill, but the other hill on the other side is just a little bit in front of this one. Okay, and now I'm going over my trees. So what I'm going to do here is I'm taking a liner brush. I'm going to take some black. I think I have ink black is what it is. And I am dipping my brush in water and twisting my brush. I should have showed you that. So that my lines are going to be thinner and it'll be easier to flow. Is what I'm doing is putting in little tree trunks. So you can see part of the tree trunks. And I was gonna try to put some limbs on there and decided better of it, but then I will take some white, and I don't know if I do it right now, and kind of highlight some of those. Okay, now I'm gonna take and make some more trees. Or no, I'm not. I'm doing the lines. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just working on the trunks of those trees. I probably am putting highlights on it a little bit because I wanted to get the detail in before I got started because I was afraid I might forget that because I am a little forgetful. Okay, now I am taking the black and I'm making some indications of trees. Some of them will have branches going out so you can kind of see them, and others will just be lines going up and down. I want to put more trees in the back there so you can see the trees in the distance. I'm just going to keep on. I'm starting from the bottom and taking them up. When I do it that way, there's more paint on the brush, so it's a little thicker in the bottom and a little lighter at the top. My hand's in the way so you can't see, but I can tell you right there I'm kind of making one with limbs, so it gives the illusion of a pine tree. I'm going to put a few there at the end or on the top of that hill. I'm starting at the bottom and going up, but now I'm just kind of putting some indications of some branches. This little tree got old and he died, so he's not got his little leaves on him. He lived a ripe old age, that one did. I have a couple trees there. I'll be putting some more trees that may have died. Maybe that side of the hill got a really bad winter and it killed a lot of the trees. And maybe that's what happened right back there. Okay, it looks like I'm just doing a little bit of highlighting with some white on some of them dead branches or trunks and things just to let it look like the sun is hitting it. Right here I'm going to go over my tree trunks and I'm just going to put a little bit of highlight. Okay, right there I'm showing you how when I did my leaves and things, the branches, I didn't have it going straight down and doing half. Some of it came over further, so there wasn't just a stark line of light and dark. Okay, and now I'm gonna kind of make that tree look like it's been shaded. I'm putting some sap green on there. I'm taking a little bit bigger, a little larger brush. I'd bet that's about a half-inch brush maybe. It's a flat brush. And I'm just going along the edges of the trees. I want to make it look like they're sitting in the grass, that they just didn't get placed there. And then I'm going over that bright to try to tone it down some. This is just sap green I'm using. I might have a little bit of yellow mixed in with it. Okay, I'm just using some, this is sap green, but I have yellow mixed in with it so it's a little brighter. I'm coming back over with some Prussian blue because I really want to be able to show that there's a shadow right there for the tree. And I'm just tapping the way I want the land to go. Here I'm doing a little bit of Prussian blue too. I'm kind of doing it in the corners, just so you get the hint that, okay, there's a little bit of shade right there. And plus I want my eyes to go more towards that mountain then, so I want those corners to be a little darker. And I'm just going on the side of that canvas. Okay, now I'm just going underneath the tree there. Just using some sap green. Okay, now I'm using sap green, but I'm putting a little bit of yellow in with it so it's a little brighter. Okay, now I'm still working on that shadow. Apparently I don't like that shadow very well. I'm just dabbing some more, giving it an indication that that's the shadow of the tree. And I'm just dabbing a little sap green on here. Just in the direction that I want my land to go, and I'm just tapping the brush. And I'm leaving some of the dark the dark just so that you can get the illusion that that's the way the land is going. I don't want to fill it all up with light. And as you see, I'm just tapping back and forth. Okay, now I'm coming over with that deep yellow, dabbing a little bit of white in with it so it's not so golden color, so it's a little more brighter. I'm going so it's lighter towards the edge of the canvas where the sun might be shining, and then as it goes around the tree, pick some light up a little bit, but I'm just tapping, tap, 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 in the direction I want my land to go. I'm tapping a little bit of yellow into that dark corner there, the sap green and the Prussian blue, but it's still quite dark in there, and that's okay. Okay, now I'm taking a little bit more of the yellow to go across down below the light part there, just kind of coming down the ground there. Okay, now I'm just taking some more yellow and I'm just tapping that a little bit. Giving it some highlights. So it looks like there's just a little valley, kind of little tiny valley right there. I'm just going over this with that yellow and white. Just tapping it. I still want to keep some dark places in there, but I'll go over it a few times, to make it brighter in places, or to kind of tone it down so it's not so bright. Okay, now I'm going for kind of bright, a really bright, well, it's yellow, but I got a lot of white in it with it. So it's a very bright or light yellow. Like I said, next time I do one of these, I will be putting, emphasizing more the colors so it's easier and clearer for you to see. Okay, I'm adding just a little bit more yellow to that, kind of toning it down a little bit so it's not quite so bright. Then I'm taking some white right or some light yellow right underneath that tree so it looks like there is sun shining there and it puts the shadow in there. Okay, now after all that painting, I'm covering it up. I'm going to make a path. When you are making a path or water, you want to go straight across. You don't want to go all zig directions. You want to just go straight across. I am using just a brown and that's what's it's marked with on the tube of paint. It just says brown and I'm just making my path. I'm making it very thin at the top where it's going around the corner to make it look like that's what it's doing and that it's far away. And then I'm just bringing it on down, making it um, fatter or wider, and just making it so it looks like the path is going in the distance, starts out bigger where we're at. I'm taking some white and I'm just rubbing it on the side and I'm going straight across. I'm not going up or down or diagonal, I'm just going straight across. You want it to lay flat. And I'm using white, but I'm also kind of blending it in. And the brown is still a little wet, so it's going to pick up some of that color. And you notice there I'm trying to show you it's going straight across. Right now I'm taking a little bit of, I think this is a little bit of yellow just to give it the sand a different, or the path a different color. It's just a little yellow with white. Very light yellow though, because I don't want it to actually pop out at you like, oh, that's yellow, but I want it to blend in with the brown a little bit. Now I'm going to do some highlights and I am using white. Now I'm gonna kind of hit and miss in places because I don't want it to be all bright. I just want it to have some highlights where the sun might go. Now I'm putting some green or some yellow, it looks like yellow green. I mixed the deep yellow with sap green and added some white, and I'm just going to bring that land into the path a little bit so it looks like the land is kind of grown into the path. And now I'm just tapping with some green and I'm just bringing it forward towards the path. Still going in the direction I want my land to go. I'm just bringing more details to it. I'm just tapping. That's all I'm doing is tapping. I may, keep coming back with a little bit more yellow or a little bit more white or a little bit more green if it's getting too, if I'm losing the depth and stuff, but I'm just tapping across how I want my land to go and I'm trying to fill in so it looks like the growth is coming over the pathway. I'm just tapping, that's a light green and yellow mix. I mixed sap and dark or deep yellow and some white together. I'm doing the same there. I'm just taking some lighter color and I'm just tapping the way I want my land to go, but I'm kind of tapping into the pathway a little bit. We want it to look like that path's been there for a while and different things have kind of grown over it. Okay, it looks like there's places that I'm just kind of going over the path a little bit, highlighting and bringing it out a little bit more. Okay, right here I'm going to make a little tree, another little pine tree, and I'm just tapping from side to side. Remember, this is the deep coat, the bottom coat, the darkest coat. It's Prussian blue. I'm just tapping from side to side. Decided we needed another little tree right there by our path. And then I'm going to take another little tree and put it right there. He needs a friend. He's too lonely by himself. So we're going to take and put another little tree right there. They're just young trees. They ain't very big. Okay, now I'm going to go over them with sap green. This is my dark green. It's still dark, just not as dark as the Prussian blue. I'm going to leave some Prussian blue poking through the green so we can get some depth. I'm just using the corner of my brush to tap those little things on there, especially up at the top where the branches are smaller. And I'm just taking and tapping some more branches on. Okay, I'm doing just a little lighter green. Putting just a little bit of white in with my sap green. But I'm not doing the whole tree. I'm just doing parts of the tree, just kind of skip and miss so that I don't lose any of those tones that I've put in there. I'm kind of mostly doing it on that right edge because that's the way the sun is shining. I will bring some over to the end, but most of it's going to be close to the edge. Now I will be coming in with a little bit of yellow and white. And I'm taking it again, some I'm taking clean to the end, some I'm taking clean to the, or just barely in the middle or something, just so that I don't have a straight line going down with light and dark. And I'm doing my yellow. Again, just doing the tips. Oh, maybe this is white. I can't really tell because I only have a teeny tiny screen I'm looking in. Yeah, I'm trying to show you that I don't want it to be even. You know, I want to make sure I don't have a dark line, a light and dark line. Okay, now I'm going in with white just on the tips and not on all of them, just on some of them. just so it looks like the sun might be hitting, the sun rays are just hitting on that there branch. And then I'm doing the same on that other tree. Just making it look like the sunshine is just hitting on some of the branches. Because our white is going to be the brightest color of all. So that's where the sun is going to hit, or that's where the sun is hitting. Okay, now I am going to be taking a light blue. I mixed Prussian blue with some white. And now I am taking that blue on the back side of the tree, bringing a little bit of it up front, but not all of it. And this is just going to give the cool and make it a little bit more shade. Okay, right here I am putting in some trunks with the brown or with black, the ink black. And now I am going to make it look like there's some shade right there by them trees. You know, we're walking across that path. We're getting a little hot and tired. And there's this nice little spot of shade right there that we're going to rest in. So that's what we're doing, is we're making a little shady place to rest in. So I'm darkening up that path with that brown. And then I think I'm mixing it with a little bit of white. Not a lot. We need a little bit of highlight, just not a lot. We don't want to lose our shade. Okay, and now I'm just bringing that down. I think it's still got the brown and white, so it's not completely white. I'm just bringing it down and highlighting a little bit here and there. Okay, now we're going to make some rocks. I'm just making some humps or bumps or just whatever I think a rock shape would look like. And I'm going to I'm just going to use that brown, a little bit of the black, a little bit of the ink as well, but mostly the brown. Kind of making, I think I make two over here, and one of them they kind of look like little gopher mounds is what I make my rocks look like a little bit. That shape, anyway. They're not going to look like gopher mounds when they get done, but just doing a little more highlighting. Apparently I felt I needed to. Okay, now I'm going to put some highlights on, but what I'm doing is um, it's just a little white on the brown, and it's just a little white on the brown, and I'm blending it in. And now I am doing more of a highlight, so there's a lot more white so you can see it. And then I'm taking that white and blending it towards the back. Doing the same here, and I end up making that into two rocks. Started out with just one, but I ended up making it into two. And I'm just taking the white, kind of bringing it, blending it in towards the back. So the further back we get, the darker the rock. we're just going to highlight them a little bit more. Bring out just parts of them, not all of them, just parts of them. Okay, now I'm going to start to make a brush, but we're going to end this video right here. A bush, sorry, we're making a bush. But I'm going to end this video right here and we'll pick up where we left off. Um, I want to thank you guys for dropping by. I appreciate your support. You don't know how much I appreciate it. And I am really grateful and thankful that you chose to pop by today. If you want to, please share this video and please hit the subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free. And if you don't want to be notified when a new one comes up, just don't hit the notification bell. But I hope to see you with our next video, and I appreciate you popping in, and please come back again. Thank you. Goodbye.